So before we get started, check out the following links in the description box below as highlighted in the image shown. So you'll be able to get our past papers, our link to our official website, link to accreditations, our link to donation page, and contact details in the description. So once you'll be watching a certain video of any lesson or of any past paper, you'll be able to get all these links, and you can be able to get to download past papers, to reach to our official website. You'll be able to see links to our accreditations so that you can see which authorities have accredited us. You'll be able to reach to our donation page as well as our contact details.
Let's try to look at the multiple choice paper. This is the April 2024, the last sitting exam. These are the questions or how they were set. We are told that this paper is made up of 50 multiple choice questions. Answer all questions by indicating the letter A, B, C, or D that represents the correct answer. Each question is allocated 2 marks, and you don't write anything on this paper. But for the purpose of revision, we're amending or writing the correct answers. Very quickly, question number 1. Which one of the following statement describe the margin of safety? The following statement describe the margin of safety. I know we mentioned the margin of safety when we are looking at cost volume analysis or the break-even point. And we mentioned the margin of safety is a point where the company starts making a profit when you are looking at CVP or break-even point. The point where the company starts making the profit or the total revenue is more than the total cost is when we start experiencing the margin of safety. Now, which one of these is the correct answer? A, the total sales unit up to the break-even sales volume? No. B, the difference in unit between the expected sales volume and the break-even sales volume, correct? Difference between the total cost and the fixed cost? No. The difference between fixed cost and the answer in this case is B, the difference in unit between the expected sales volume and the break-even sales volume. Number 2. Which of the following statement is unlikely to be found in the budget manual? Which of the following statements is likely to be found in the budget manual? Now, the budget manual is just a document which outlines how the budget is going to be formulated. Now, which one is unlikely? We have selling overhead budget is not likely, or is not part of the budget manual. Objective of the budget process, yes. Administrative details of the budget preparation, correct. And organization structure. A is the one that is not likely, or it is not part of the budget manual. Then we are told, use information below to answer question number 3 to question number 5. Tundra Limited uses job order costing. The company has 2 departments through which most job go through. Select the budgeted and actual data for the year ended 31st December 2023. Now we have budgeted overhead, actual overhead, budgeted direct labor hours, budgeted machine hours, actual direct hours, actual machine hours, in that order for mixing and blending. During the year, several jobs were completed. Data pertaining the job GFC is as follows. You have those ones. Then you are asked that determine the overhead absorption rate of mixing department using the direct labor hour basis. Now, when you talk of overhead absorption rate, is always equal to budgeted overhead over budgeted activity level. Now in this case we are told that we are meant to find the overhead absorption rate for mixing department using what? Labor hours. Now we are going to take the budgeted overhead, which is what? 1 million. This one, budgeted overhead 1 million. Take a million. We divide by budgeted activity level. Activity level, we are told that we are using the machine. We are using the labor hours. Budgeted labor hour, direct labor hours, budgeted direct labor hours, meaning we take this one, that is 50, we divide by 50,000. This and this one can go, go 100, we get what? 20. Confirm the answer. We have 20. Yes, that becomes the answer. Take the budgeted overhead of budgeted activity level. And then B, number 4, determine the overhead absorption rate of blending using the machine hours. The same thing we have to do blending. Budgeted overhead is 5 million. We are going to have 5 million. Let me just put it here. 5 million. We divide by the machine hour, budgeted machine hour, which is what? Budgeted machine hour for blending is 50. We divide by 50. That one and this one will go. It goes to 100. And therefore we pick the answer here as 100. Then compute overhead absorption rate, over or under absorption for mixing department. For mixing department, now we have the budgeted overhead absorption rate. We call it as what? As 20. Now we are going to say 20 multiplied by the actual overhead. Were we given any actual overhead? The actual direct labor. We had 51. Now we have 20. 20 multiplied by 51. 51,000. What you get? Have 20 multiplied by 51,000. You get 1020. Then we compare with the actual hours, actual overhead. 1,100,000. We have 1,100,000 minus this one, the budgeted 20. What you get? If we compare this 1000 minus answer, we have 80, meaning the overhead absorption rate, which we call 10, 1,020,000 is less, right? Now therefore we can say that the under of what? Under budgeted of by 80,000. Do you have something under absorbed? Not under budgeted, but is under absorbed, which is C, which is under absorbed by 80. You just compare, you multiply whatever you got as 20 overhead absorption rate by the actual units you have been given, then you compare with the actual overhead that they have given you in the question. Now it becomes just direct. All right, question number 6. The management consultant recovers overhead on chargeable consulting hours. The budgeted overhead was this one, budgeted overhead absorption rate, which repeat the same thing, is budgeted overhead divide by the budgeted activity level. In this case, we are having 2,460,000. And actual consulting one, we had 32,150, which you get. We just determine 246. Yes, divided by 32,150. We have something between 76,51,6. All right. Then we are told that overhead were under by what? By 140. If the actual overhead were this one, compute. And we are told that they were what? Under by 140. Meaning, take this one plus this one. You are going to take 140. We have to add 277, 630, 300. This one we divide by what? 32,150. This is what I'm saying. You take 2,776, 300. We add, they were under by this one. Now we have to add 40. Whatever we get, we divide. Now that will be the budgeted overhead. Divide by 32,150. If you do this, you are going to have just a minute. You will get 29,16300 divided by 32,150, which eventually you get 90.71. 90.71. Do we have? Yes, that is our D. Then we proceed to question number 7. It reads, which of the following statements define the cost classifications? Define the cost classification. This is A. A. The use by several companies of the same costing. B. The sum of all cost incurred. Then next, the allotment, grouping, classification, just grouping of cost according to their common characteristics. We are classifying based on the functions, behavior, uses, and so forth. That's we are grouping of cost according to the common characteristics. Number 8, DECO Limited uses batch costing and has an order of 900 units, which will be made in a single batch. We have a direct material, blah, blah, blah. Direct material have 60,000 direct labor in that order. Then DECO Limited budgeted overhead cost of 1,200,000 based on 60 labor hours. Overhead absorbed based on direct labor. Determine the cost per unit. All right. Therefore, in this case, we can find the cost statement. Cost statement. But we are going to have direct material, which is 60. We have direct labor, which is 45. We multiply by 80. 40 multiplied by 80. You have 36. When we add, we get something to do with a prime cost. That will be 96,000. Then we are told that DECO budgeted fixed overhead. Now in that case, you remember we said that overhead absorption rate, budgeted overhead, don't forget this, over budgeted activity level. Now in this case, we are just going to take a 12. We divide by 60. That is 20. Now we can have overhead absorption, labor absorbed. labor absorbed, have 20 multiplied by what? 450. 20 multiplied by 450. The 450, I'm taking this one, is what we are using. We get 9,000. 9,000 plus 96 plus answer, we get 105,000. Then we are told determine the cost per unit. Therefore, cost per, this is the total cost. Total cost. Cost per unit is equal to total cost over unit produced. Meaning we are having 1050, we divide by 900. Answer divide by 900, you have 116.67. 116.67. Do we have that the answer? Yes, A becomes the ultimate answer. Question number 9. An organization has 4 types. An organization has 4 types of cost identified as W, X, Y, and Z. The total cost of each type of 2 different production levels have been analyzed by the cost accountant as follows. Then we are told that which type will be classified as semi-variable. This one is just simple. In that case, you are just going to take the cost divided by what? The units. Which is, if you take this one divided by 250, what you get? This one we divide by 360. The same, this one divided by 250. This one divided by 50. That case, if the ones that are going to be common or fixed, or they don't change, in that case we can conclude that that is a fixed cost. But in the event we have a variance, in that case we can as well conclude that that is semi-variable. If you take 25, we are dividing by 250. Now you get 50. Okay, 1850. No, 750 divided by 250. You get 75. Then we have 11 to 50 divided by 250. We have 45 here. And then 14 to 50 we divide by 250. We have 57. What about the other side? 360. You get 50. Then 24,800 we divide by 360. Have 68.89. 16,200 divided by 360, have 45. Then 2520 divided by 360, we have 57. Now the one that is changing, because if you look at this and 57, 57, that's fixed. 45, 45, 50, 50, but X, you have 75 and 69. Now the semi-variable is we are picking X, which is A. Then lastly, question 10, we are told that the company manufactures a single product whose unit cost is as follows. Variable production cost, we have been given fixed production cost, variable selling cost, fixed selling cost, and as such. 400 units of the products were manufactured in the period during which 394,000 units were sold. There were no inventory of product at the beginning of the period. Using marginal costing, what is the total value of finished inventory? Wow. Now in this case, you can say that closing inventory closing inventory is equal to the production unit minus units sold. That means we have the units that were produced, 400,000, minus the units that were sold, 394. If you do that, what you get 6,000. Therefore, now the 6,000, since they are a variable, we just multiply by that. Multiply by 295. 6,000 multiply by 295. You get 1770. 1,770,000. Do we have such an answer? The answer becomes C. The answer becomes C. And that's how you are meant to do it, to scoop that mark.
So if you like this video, you can always enroll with us. You'll be able to access more of these revision sessions. And also you'll be able to find well done lectures or pre-recorded videos for all the KASNEB courses as well as CHRP. And in case of anything, you can always reach us out. We have our contact details on the screen. Feel free to call, feel free to WhatsApp anytime. So thank you, and let's meet in our next session.